Hello freaks and geeks, Rockaholic Dude of RoseTintGaming here, bringing you another Retro-bution review. Today we are looking at this tasty meal of a game, McKids. I was only aware of this game's existence because of other reviewers criticizing it for its awfulness, so I thought it would be a fun, ironic thing to play. A let's all laugh at a game made for shameless advertisement 25 years ago kind of fun. No, I'm great at parties. McKids, or McDonald Land in Europe, was published by Virgin Interactive in early 1992 as a playable advertisement for McDonald's. Surprisingly, when doing research on the title, I found quite a mix of opinions. A GamePro magazine review from issue 30, January 1992, claims a 5 out of 5 for gameplay and fun factor, but I'm not too sure I trust the source after the last review. Alternatively, the Ultimate NES app official rating for the game is a 3 out of 5. However, as you can see, the users of the app seem to think it deserves a bit more attention than just middle of the road. NESguide.com rates the game at 8.2 out of 10, and it even appears on GameFAQs.com's list of 100 best NES games of all time, coming in at number 60, right above Rescue Rangers. I don't know about McKids, but Rescue Rangers is a great game. With all the mixed opinions, the only real way to tell if I'm loving it is to give up and just dive right in.
Hi, you been helped?
No, can I get one McKids meal, please?
Sure. The 6-piece or the McDouble?
McDouble, please.
Alright. And for the side?
Fries.
Fries. And the drink?
Coke.
Alright. Anything else for you?
No, that'll be it.
Perfect. Total's going to be $5.27 first window.
Alright.
Thank you.
At the very beginning, we see our main characters, Mick and Mac, are out camping in the middle of the night with absolutely no adult supervision, save the Moon, who seems to be just a little bit too happy about this fact. They are reading a book in their tent where Ronald McDonald is showing off his magic bag at a picnic when the Hamburglar nabs that sack. Very out of character for someone named the Hamburglar to steal purses, but there needs to be a plot, I suppose. Ronald explains his troubles to Ebony and Ivory while condescendingly kneeling and asks them for help to retrieve it. That is the entirety of the story. There is no explanation on how the events in the book they were reading while camping at night interlace with reality. Did they get pulled into the book by Ronald? Did they already exist in the McDonald's universe? I have no fucking idea, and the game doesn't even try to explain it. An adult who dresses like a clown and is a complete stranger needs help from these two unsupervised children to retrieve his missing bag. These kids are gonna end up in that bag, for sure. It's a body bag, isn't it? McKids is Super Mario Bros. 2. I said the whole review already.
Goodbye!
Okay, for real, McKids is a 1 or 2 player lives-based platformer reminiscent of any of the Super Mario Bros. Games. It has the Super Mario 3 and Super Mario World map system, and the Super Mario 2 hit points and throw shit at enemies combat. All in all, you could classify McKids not as a platform game, but more accurately, a Mario ROM hack or clone game. Barely anything about McKids is McDonald's related, aside from the creepy McGang bosses that control each of the 6 worlds and the golden arch-shaped coins. All of the enemies are generic, if not at sometimes clever, woodland creatures like gophers, birds, fish, and meese. The platforming feels fine, with the characters controlling fluidly on ground and in midair. What sets McKids apart from other platformers today is its own weird style and unique mechanics like Happy Meal toys for the player to fool around with. In the levels, there are these springs that launch you into the air to reach higher platforms, small boats to traverse water surfaces that double as ammunition, and gravity-changing rotation gears that flip the platforming to the ceiling, just to name a few. The player can sprint through each of the levels and touch the Golden Arch pole at the end Mario style, completing the level. However, this will keep you locked in McPennywise's Clubhouse First World. To progress further in the game, the player needs to collect puzzle cards in each of the levels. Some are very easy to find with little exploration, but others require a trial and error approach. Because there is a focus on exploration to escape this nightmare world, and to find cards, the aforementioned toys make finding the cards in the levels in general feel fairly unique. The player can find cards for future worlds hidden within earlier stages. Secrets in video games is nothing new, even by 1992 standards, but something like this card in one of Birdie's levels really puts the situation into perspective. Birdie didn't want you to find that card. During your exploration, touching the wild animals at all will hurt you. The only way to defeat the woodland creatures is by picking up and throwing blocks Mario 2 style at them. In a single level, the ammunition blocks to defend yourself are limited, and the enemies respawn infinitely, so it's best to avoid the unfed beasts if possible. The only way to regain health that I've found is by dying. There are no items or magic mushroom power-ups in this game. I did regain hearts during my playthrough, I just have no idea how this activates. Something to do with murdering 2 animals at once with the same block, but sometimes it works hitting only one. I honestly have no clue, and it seems at random. Mick and Mac have a 4-hit life bar that after every death starts with 3 hearts, and in between the levels your health is carried over. That's kind of a really deep life lesson gameplay choice for this game. If you waste your health, you don't get any more until you die. It's really funny for a McDonald's game! With no clear way to regain hearts, the player will die a lot, which is actually totally fine. While exploring every level, the player comes across many 1-ups or extra guys. There are even spots where the player can farm lives easily, 2 1-ups for 1 death for an infinite cache of attempts. With this, I did not continue a single time during my playthrough. In stark contrast to the last game, Flintstones The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy, which is a hard game to make up for its shortness, McKids has a total of 30 unique levels and has a difficulty curve that matches the player's progression in the game.
Holy shit, what a concept!
Every level has personality, mixing up old mechanics and introducing new ones, like this spring level with moon gravity. At about the halfway point of the game, it starts to get a little cryptic and weird finding all the cards, but the player has experience exploring from the former half of the game. The only honestly challenging point of the game comes in the final world, in the volcano turf controlled by the McBag Fondler. All 3 levels of this world are difficult to complete, let alone get the cards to proceed. The final boss is the hardest part of the game, as it is the only boss in the game. It's a bit of a tonal shift from the platform focus the game had to now a boss fight with very little platforming or exploration. But again, you have infinite tries on the final boss unless you turn the game off. There's no save or password feature, meaning if you want to beat the game, you have to do it all in one sitting. The final boss fight consists of the sack spitting out these stiff tissues, a magic massager wand, and a rabbit in a hat to defend itself from going back to its creepy predator clown owner. There's a small pile of rocks that the player can grab balls from to toss at the bosses. The first phase, the rags, is the easiest, standing completely still and tossing rocks to kill them. I had the hardest time with the magic wand, which darts back and forth and is pretty difficult to hit. I died many times in this phase, and had to revisit the life farm twice before I got the pattern down. It's also worth mentioning that you can't fucking see your health! Once the fight is over and you return Ronald's dirty bag, he patronizingly thanks you and invites you to a picnic. Run, Mick. Run as fast as you can. You don't have to outrun Ronald. You just have to outrun Mac. Not everything is as peachy as I've made it seem so far in the game, but the points of difficulty or frustration never really outweighed the tolerable feeling I had while playing. There are plenty of cheap deaths in the later sections to point out. Like here on the moon level, there are these tentacles that steal the kids for an instant death regardless of how much health you have. The game sometimes doesn't show the player what is below them, a platform or a pit of death, which can lead to a lost life, but it never really feels unfair. There usually is a platform where you would hope one to be in leaps of faith situations. With the shortness of the levels, a death doesn't seem like that big of a punishment either. The exception being, if you had collected all the cards and died right beside the goal pole like I do here. That's kind of annoying. I say kind of, I meant fucking really annoying. As mentioned before, it is shamelessly trying to be a Super Mario Bros. Game to hit the largest audience it could back in 1992. But as a retro game, that kind of goes in its favor, feeling familiar yet fresh for someone who has never played it before like myself. McKids could honestly be reskinned to virtually anything, and the association with McDonald's seems to be just who was willing to license their property for Virgin's platform game. There isn't much in way of critical story that would have suffered if the names were changed to anything else. Funnily enough, when it came time to port the game to the Game Boy, Europe received a true port of McDonald Land with the same name, like Tetris on the NES and Tetris on the Game Boy. But unlike Tetris, the US received a reskinned version of McKids' 7-Up advertisement called Spot the Cool Adventure. The Game Boy games McDonald Land and Spot the Cool Adventure are the exact same minus a few sprite reworks, showing that this really didn't have to be a McDonald's themed game at all, and could have easily been its own intellectual property. It's kind of scummy to think that Virgin was just looking to sell units based on the fame of an already popular and recognizable brand like McDonald's, but that's just business, I guess. Kind of like how McDonald's in the 90s played a major role in obesity in America. If it makes your company money, who really cares in the end?
Thank you. Alright, champ, thanks for helping me find my magic bag. We're off to the clubhouse now.
Really, there isn't much else to say about McKids. It's an inoffensive clone that copies proven gameplay from classics while introducing a couple of unique ideas to the mix. It probably doesn't deserve a perfect score, but it's definitely playable today. Which is far more than I can say about Flintstones: The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. In fact, during my capturing of the footage for my Flintstones review, I was so heated I ate a sandwich and beat McKids as a break before attempting to finish that hot lobotomy of a game. I was pleasantly surprised by McKids as a whole, being relatively entertaining for a shameless advertisement for a titanic faceless corporation, though after beating it, I'll probably never play it again, unless it is like co-op with a friend. It definitely doesn't deserve the stigma I had going into it from other reviewers. If you are a fan of the classic Mario games, or platformers in general, and are looking for something that isn't your traditional classic for the NES to play, I'd totally recommend McKids to you.
Alright, we're here at the clubhouse, kid. You ready for that picnic?
Hey guys, thanks for watching this Retro-bution review. If you liked it, maybe leave a like and subscribe to see more in the future. And if you have any recommendations for older games you'd like to see reviewed, leave it in the comments below. See you next time.